During this time period, between the SS evacuating Auschwitz from mid-January until the liberation on January 27, 1945, prisoners found themselves in a sort of limbo. So what was life like during those days? In a panic, the SS tried to blow up every trace of their mass murder, but they didn't have time to get it all. They blew up crematoriums 2 and 3 in November and December of 1944. Crematorium 4 was badly damaged during a prisoner uprising, and it was never in use again. Crematorium 5 was used until January of 1945, and then also destroyed. You can still see the rubble today. Knowing the Soviets were on their heels, the SS also disposed of the human remains still there. They also tried to set the warehouse housing all of the stolen items from the prisoners on fire, though they didn't completely succeed, as much remained by the arrival of the Soviets. Frantically, they also burned lists of prisoners, documents attesting to their crimes, and most of the documentation of their medical experiments. Prisoners recall everything being on fire and wondering if they would be burned alive. The prisoners in the photography lab, Wilhelm Brasse and Bronisław Juracek, were ordered to burn all photographs. They put in wet photo paper, along with the photos and negatives, which made the fire burn more slowly and less effectively. When their supervisor, SS officer Bernhard Walter, left them alone, they pulled out all of the photos they could. They scattered them and then boarded up the photo lab. They saved 39,000 prisoner photos. The SS then left the camp with those physically able to walk. These infamous death marches would result in the deaths of many and take the survivors to camps in the interior of Germany. I have more about them a couple of videos back. Those left behind were often children, ill, or people taking a chance on staying back. Many lived in fear that the SS would return at any moment and kill them all. By this time, they knew a liberating force was on its way, but they didn't know when they would arrive. Many ill prisoners died during this period and right after liberation. After gathering some courage, those able to left their barracks. During the initial evacuation period, most of those in Birkenau were herded to the main camp if they could walk. There, when they were sure the SS were gone, they plundered the food and what was left of stolen items for warmth. Some had the courage to leave the camp and went to the nearby river for water. Finally, on January 27th, the Soviets arrived to liberate and help them. I have videos on the Soviet liberation videos and the identities of the children in them. I will talk more about liberation itself as we get closer to January 27th.